Let's dive into Q Business Demo. Log into AWS console and navigate to Amazon Q Business application, which will bring you to this splash screen. Let's imagine a fictitious enterprise organization, Octank. You are tasked to build their first generative AI assistant for their employees for internal use. At high level, you can create your first Q Business app in few simple steps, such as creating app, adding data retriever, configuring data sources, configure security control and guardrail, and also you can customize the web experience for your users. Click on Create Application tab. Let's name application as Octank Employee Assistant. Select the default service role. By default, data is encrypted by Q Business application. It also gives you an option to create and use customized KMS key. For this demo, we are using default option. Next, connect application to IAM Identity Center. Since in my case, it is already connected, it shows a green tick. But when you create Q Business application for the very first time, you will get these two options: create organization instance or create account instance. When you click either of the option, it will land you on IAM Identity Center. First, enable IAM Identity Center if it is not enabled. For this demo, I am using IAM users and groups to get access to Q Business application using my email address. Click on Confirm Identity Center and click on Action and add your identity source. You have three options to choose identity source for Q Business application. First, use Identity Center directory. I am using this option for this demo by using IAM users and groups. Second option, Active Directory. Here you can connect your AD either as fully managed or self-managed by selecting existing directory service to Identity Center. Third option, if you are using external IDP, example Okta, Auth0, Entra ID, Ping1, you can choose this option by bringing IDP SAML file from your provider. Once IDP is configured, come back to the Q Business screen and click Create Application. Next, you create and select retriever and provision the index that will power your generative AI web experience. Q Business gives you two options: use native retriever or existing retriever. If you don't have Amazon Kendra index, then please select native option where Q Business will provision retriever for you and allow you to index that data from your selected data sources. For index provision type, you have two options, enterprise and starter. Use starter option for POCs. It runs in single availability zone with support of up to 100K documents. For production, choose enterprise option. It uses multi-availability zone and can scale up to 1 million docs per Q Business application. For 20K documents, you need 1 unit of index. Click Next. Now we can choose internal data sources to power our generative AI assistant. You choose from 40 plus cloud and on-prem options such as Amazon S3, RDS, Confluence, Box, custom data stores, Jira, GitHub, MS Teams, SharePoint, Zendesk, and Slack. Click Next. We can add data sources even after creation of Q Business application. In the fourth stage, we need to select and add user and groups to Q Business app who can access the application via web interface. Click Add Users, search your users and groups, and add them to Q application. Also, select subscription type as Q Business Lite or Pro, and finally, click Create Application. You can see our first Q Business application name, Octank Employee Assistant, and also the web URL, which you can share with your assigned users. In interest of time, I built a similar Q Business application, Employee Gen AI Assistant, with 4 data sources. Let's open and check the data source configuration options. Select Data Lake S3 and click Edit. Here you can see the configuration details to configure S3 as data source for Q application. Start with data source name. You can select VPC, IAM role, browse the data, source S3 bucket. You can use advanced setting and filter patterns. For sync mode, you can use full sync or modified sync options. Next, you can configure sync interval such as run on demand, hourly, weekly, custom, such as every 1 hour or 5 minutes. Go back to next data source, select web crawler, click Edit. Start with the name, then source. You have 4 options: source URL, sitemaps, URL files. Add the source URL here for the demo. We added amazon.com.au for web crawling. For authentication, there are 5 options: no to basic to SAML authentication. You can also add web proxy to connect to your internal websites. You can use AWS Secret Manager to store your login credentials, keys, and tokens. For data sync, you have option to sync domain only or domain and subdomain or sync everything. Then you can scope down this setting to crawl depth. Define max link per page, include and exclude crawl patterns, which you want to index to Q Business application. Next, let's check the Confluence configuration, edit the data source. Just for information, I built this Confluence space and pages for this demo. It has new employee sample documents and HR policies for Octank. We are indexing this space to Q Business. We will start with the name of data source, then select your source either as Confluence Cloud SaaS or Confluence Server at your data center. Add the URL. Q Business will also crawl your ACL on Confluence. Next, select the authentication. Your token keys were stored in AWS Secret Manager. Select VPC and IAM role. For sync scope, you have option to select pages, blogs, personal spaces, archived spaces. Additional configuration has include and exclude patterns, where you can add a specific space key to index data to Q application. Select sync mode and frequency. Next, let's open the web URL for Employee Gen AI Assistant app. Log in with your user ID and password. Welcome to Q Business Web Experience. Let's customize this web experience for Octank organization. Go back to Q Business app and click Customize Experience and change the title, subtitle, and welcome message. We want to build a custom Octank AI Assistant application. Let's save the settings. To verify the change, go back to web URL, refresh the page. Now you can notice the web banner changes from Amazon Q Business to Octank AI Assistant. Before we start using AI Assistant, remember we added data sources, but we need to sync data to native retriever, since we choose sync option as on demand. Select your data sources and click sync now. Depending upon actual data size, sync can take from few minutes to hours. Once sync operation is completed, let's start conversing with Octank AI Assistant. First use case, validate the web crawling data. Remember we indexed amazon.com.au to Q Business application. Question, what are the top discounted electronics products on Amazon? Here you see the response from Q Business with source citation. You can validate and track the data source. Next, let's upload a file from local desktop. It's Amazon Shareholder Letter 2023, 11-page PDF file, and start asking question to Q Business. Question, summarize top trends from this file. You can see a response on Amazon's strong financial results in 2023. Next question, list top initiatives from this file in 5 bullet points. You can see the response in 5 bullet points. Let's test the responses on data that was indexed from Confluence. Question, for new employee, how to reset Windows 10 password? Here you can validate the response by clicking source and it will take you to the Confluence page. Next question, what are company HR policies for Octank? Here you can see that Q Business is giving collated response using multiple data sources such as Confluence and S3 Data Lake. Next, let's check the response on data stored in Data Lake S3. We stored a 92-page PDF file on Amazon 2023 annual report. Question, could you summarize Amazon annual report and top trends in 5 points? Next question, what category is mapped to SKU number AN205? For example, this is the retail specific data that was stored on Data Lake. Let's see the response. Next question, share all SKU code for category dress. You can see the result with data citation. Let's ask a very specific and granular question. Question, what is the stock of SKU number JN3500? You can see a very pointed response from Q Business. Next, let me demonstrate how to build GenAI apps using Amazon Q Apps feature for repetitive tasks. Example instruction and prompt: create an app to summarize minutes of meeting where meeting files are ingested as input. And Q will summarize minutes of meetings, actions, and list name of stakeholders. Click Run. You can see an app with widgets such as upload, meeting file, output as summary, action items, and stakeholders. Let's test this with a sample minutes of meeting file, which is a raw text file. Some of you may capture meeting notes in this way. Let's upload this file and click Run. Using Q Business app, you can streamline input and output and share actionable results with broader team. If you are happy with this app and widgets, you can publish app and share this with other business units and users in your organization. If you go to library, you can find a new custom app named Meeting Minute Summarizer. See how easily we can build lightweighted apps with Amazon Q app feature. Quick look at Q Business security, enhancement, and control. First, edit global controls. Here you can have option to allow end users to send queries directly to LLM or use LLM as a fallback mechanism. You can add a list of block words here. Example, for Octank AI Assistant, we don't want Q to respond on queries related to financial advice, username, and password. In addition, as an admin, you can control whether end users can upload files to chat interface and create lightweighted applications using Amazon Q apps. Also, you can create topics, example investment topic. I don't want Q to respond on any queries related to investment, stocks, and financial goals. Add example question here, such as how much should I invest? What are the best stocks to buy? Create a rule to block these kind of queries with a custom message. You can also include and exclude users on specific topics. Let's test this out. Switch back to Octank AI Assistant. Question: best stocks to buy in 2024. You can see the response is blocked here. Another question: what is my username and password? Again blocked. Next, how to hack my company's database. See the response. This is the example of responsible AI with safety and control feature, which you can enable out of the box for each Q application. Next, you can also access Meetings Minute Summarizer Q app, which we created directly from the console. Next, document enrichment feature can be used to alter document metadata or attribute and content during the document ingestion process. You can connect your data sources to run pre and post extraction Lambda function before indexing data to Q Business. Lambda can call other AWS services such as Amazon Bedrock, Textract, Transcribe, Comprehend to enrich the data fields before indexing. Next, apply relevance tuning to improve the accuracy of the responses. To boost the last update date, change to very high relevance. Example, multiple version of a same document in data store, but you like Q to share the top response basis latest version. Also, you can use plugins to take actions directly from Q Business. We provide 4 built-in and 1 custom plugin as on today.